environment. My grandparents came from Russia, and they were communists or socialists, and my dad too wrote for the underground communist newspaper at UCLA. Kind of a radical socialist type background, and no, not religious at all. And then when I was about 21 or so, when I was living in San Francisco, somebody, jumped me and stabbed me with a knife pretty violently. But it makes you reflect a lot on impermanence, and maybe that had some effect.
And one thing she used to say as she was growing up, I don't want to have an ordinary kind of life. I want my life to matter.
My question was basically, what should I do with my life? Because I had just finished my BA, and I wanted to do something meaningful. And I didn't know what that was. And I, at that age, you don't really know who you are.
After being in Nepal for a few years, she came up to me one day and said, "Mom, you'll never really know me unless you come to Nepal." I said, "Whoa, that's quite a statement." So I said, "I'll tell you what, you're graduating this year. I'll take you let's go to Nepal."
So then I went up to receive some teachings from Tugo Orjin Rinpoche with my mom, actually. And at that time, Kong Rinpoche was up there doing retreat, but he wasn't a monk anymore, so he's just dressed in very plain clothes. And generally, if an young Asian man walked up to me, I would have, moved away or ignored him, but I felt he was unusual. He just had, his eyes were very clear, and he was very unusual, and he sat and he started to talk to me about practice. And in my mind I thought, I wish I could meet a teacher like that.
I saw that she completely, this was it for her. I saw it. And she never would go out with a short guy. She had a thing about it. They had to be tall all the time. And I said, "Elizabeth, he's short." She said, "Mom, this is different."
And then I found out he was a Rinpoche. And so then I started to ask for some teachings. He was very interesting. In some ways, the kind of depth that he has now, he had when he was 21. Some special, very natural quality. And I remember him, the first instruction he gave me was to be natural, that practice is about being a natural human being and not creating, which was a very provocative statement, because in my family, creative people are the most interesting people. Then I asked him if I could be a student, and became a student and almost a wife at once.
So then we all went out for Indian food, the three of us, and he looks at me across the table and he says, "I really like Liz." It was so funny. It was so sweet. I can't tell you.